The run to an NBA championship is a marathon. The Dallas Mavericks nearly went the distance last season, but ran out of gas on Heartbreak Hill, losing to the Boston Celtics. And so the Mavs refueled. They tanked up, adding a few new gadgets, including Splash Bro Klay Thompson, as they set out to repeat as conference champions. But trouble lurks in the West. It always does. There are kings and sons, and kings and sons. Jokers are still wild in Denver. Brows are raised in LA. And there is, I hear, confirmation of aliens in San Antonio. There are also ants and more ants and Durants. And while SGA has OKC looking A-OK, don't sleep on the chef special in Golden State. But Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and the Mavericks are better, deeper, and now more seasoned than they were a year ago, which will serve them well on the road to reconquer the Wild West. Giddy up. Oh, can you see how wide my smile is? It is game one of the NBA Finals, Joe and Teresa. We are just 90 minutes away. Luka Doncic just took the floor behind me as he begins his warm-ups. He said yesterday he's expecting this place to be loud. He said it's one of the hardest places to play in the NBA. But let us not forget one very important fact as it relates to Luka Doncic and his history of playing basketball. He's been playing pro hoops since he was 15. He's played in front of hostile crowds for the last 10 years. And with all due respect to the fans here in Boston tonight, they are not close to some of the ones he's faced in Europe. And so I asked Luka about that.
Is there one game or one place in particular in your whole career, NBA, international, that was the most rowdy environment that you can remember? What was the craziest?
Yeah, it was, I remember it good. It was quarterfinals of EuroLeague against Panathinaikos. In Panathinaikos, the crowd went crazy, and they started winning 20-0. So imagine that.
It looks like they took a whole bunch of soccer fans from a soccer match in Europe and dumped them inside of a basketball arena. So when you think about why Luka is so composed in big moments on the road in tough environments, it's because of experiences like that. And now he's just warming up for game one of the NBA Finals as if nothing has changed. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. Not now, not like this. Being a sports fan is an agreement between heart and pride, and for most fans, the lucky ones, it's a lifetime deal. Players come and go, coaches and managers too, even ownership can change. But the ones who remain are the ones who make it all possible. Loyalty is a word rooted in trust, and in sports these days, it's a trait you see less and less. In college, student athletes are transferring from school to school. In the pros, players are bouncing from team to team. Everything is transactional because everything in sports is a business, which makes it rare to see a player stick with one team for the duration of his or her career. But the fans here in North Texas were blessed with one of the great loyalty stories in all of sports. Dirk Nowitzki spent 21 Hall of Fame years with the Mavericks, and there was no shortage of adversity. 2006, 2007, but it was all worth it in the end. Then came 2018, Dirk's final season, the first for Luka Doncic, the passing of the torch from one generational talent to the next. To Mavericks fans, the story was already written, preordained. They had their next star for the next 21 years, a teenager from Slovenia who became the babyface of the franchise. Superstardom at a young age can change a person. For Luka, he never lost sight of who looked up to him the most. He always made time for kids. He always made time. Luka embraced Dallas. Dallas embraced him. And over the last 7 years, Luka Doncic was not just a player for the Mavericks, he was the Mavericks, becoming one of the top players in the world, and he played for this team here in Dallas. Fans were proud of that because he was theirs. Through thick and thin, he was theirs. Then came the nightmare. the Mavericks front office, trading away the most popular current athlete in Dallas sports. The ownership group is not from here. To them, the Mavericks are a part of their portfolio. The general manager is not from here. To him, this is a job. True loyalty cannot be found from people who are not emotionally invested. And when that loyalty is broken, how can you ever trust that person again? By trading away Luka Doncic, the Mavs did not just give up a basketball player, they gave up hope. The hope fans clutch with both hands. The hope that they can win now and in the future. The Mavs seem to think that winning will fix all. In most cases, that's true, but I don't think this is one of them. Because there is a sentiment out there from a lot of fans who would rather lose with Luka than win without him. Because they were there from the start. They were there to see him grow up because he was theirs. And now he's not. We'll always have those 7 years of Luka magic, but we should have had 14 more. I was taught long ago this is how you order drinks at the bar. You don't say anything, you just sit quietly in the corner there and flash a few bills.
But those aren't just bills.
Those are bills I don't think I've ever seen before.
I'm contributing to the contract extension fund for the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe they'll get somebody done by the end of this commercial break. That's coming up. There you go. There's my friend Benjamin. There's my friend Benjamin. You know what's coming up? The longest rant intro of all time. Stay tuned. It's all about the Benjamins, a phrase that applies to many things. The Dallas Cowboys, multi-million-dollar contracts, and of course the title of a 2002 movie starring Ice Cube and Mike Epps. The Dallas Cowboys are worth more Benjamin Franklins than any other sports franchise on the planet, and yet they act like someone who lives one paycheck to the next. Salary cap is a term used a lot in sports, but cash spend paints a far more accurate picture of what a team is actually paying for their players. And guess what? The Cowboys rank dead last in the NFL in cash spend. So when they say they're all in, that could not be further from the truth. Now, if you run a company, spending the least and making the most is what every owner dreams of. It's how you maximize your profit margins. And as long as fans keep watching and spending money, business will continue to boom, regardless of how the team performs on the field or in the court of public opinion. What doesn't add up is how a team that's all about the Benjamins continues to fail at basic economics. Contract values in the NFL keep going up. It's consistent and predictable. The longer you wait to re-sign a player, the more money you're going to have to pay him when you do. It's a concept the Eagles understand well, as they are often getting extensions done early to save more money in the long run. For whatever reason, the Cowboys, though, prefer to drag their feet while the price tags keep going up. And quarterback Dak Prescott, along with receiver CeeDee Lamb, they're both entering the final year of their contracts. They both want extensions done before the season to give them financial security in case of injury. That's why Lamb is not at training camp. But Dak Prescott, the consummate professional he is, reported to Cowboys camp this week, showing his teammates and the front office he is all in and that he means business. And at the end of the day, if it's all about the Benjamins, then talk is cheap. We started the evening in wonder and amazement. The Cowboys were just one of two teams in the NFL still without a head coach. Amazed, we still are. You might be too. But wondering, no longer. Shortly before 9 o'clock on this Friday night, the Cowboys announced what we've come to expect over the last few days. Brian Schottenheimer will be the team's next head coach, the 10th head coach in franchise history. Schottenheimer was the Cowboys' offensive coordinator the last 2 years, but notably did not call plays under former head coach Mike McCarthy. That's expected to change with Schotty now in control of the offense. He is the son of the late Marty Schottenheimer, who was a head coach in the NFL for 21 years. But for Brian, this has been a long time coming. He's coached in the NFL for more than 20 years, and now at age 51, he'll get his first shot as a head coach. The Cowboys' search for a coach lasted a while, but they only had formal interviews with 4 candidates, the fourth being Schottenheimer, who had 2 long interviews with the Cowboys brass earlier this week, thus making him the front runner for the job. And the funny thing is, no other team explored Schottenheimer as a head coach during this cycle, meaning the Cowboys did not get forced into a bidding war with another team. Another frugal move by Jerry Jones. On Monday morning, the Cowboys will introduce Schottenheimer as their next head coach, at which point we'll get answers from Jerry about why they conducted the search the way they did, why they didn't interview certain candidates, and above all, why did they pick Brian Schottenheimer to be their coach? And a few reasons to me are fairly obvious. One, the continuity with the offense. The Cowboys have millions invested in their quarterback, Dak Prescott, and promoting Schottenheimer maintains a level of stability for their quarterback. They have a rapport, and for Schottenheimer, it's a reported 4-year deal, which aligns with the rest of Dak's contract. 2, his personality. We spoke with Schottenheimer every Monday during the season, and his energy and tone reminded me a bit of Dan Quinn. Insightful, confident, and engaging. And to be a head coach in the NFL, personality matters, especially when it comes to communicating with players and building trust. And lastly, the third, the biggest factor of all, he knows how this circus works. Schottenheimer's been with the Cowboys for a few years now. He understands the inner workings, the group tours that are such a disturbance, the constant marketing and promotion. And it won't come as a shock when Jerry speaks to the media and on the radio multiple times a week.